And we're back. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a couple of days. It's just I decided to take the 4th of July off. I actually got some pretty good news though because one of my favorite series is on Netflix now, and that's the one I'm going to be talking about along with two other ones. The most recent Marvel animated offerings. Now, Marvel animation has been pretty hit or miss over the years. I mean, we've had some decent ones and some bad ones, but the last couple of them, the last two in particular, and another one I'll be talking about that's not quite as good, have really been good. Now, the first one I'm talking about is Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is a great series. It's probably the first real series that can compete with the DC animated series like the Justice League Unlimited and the Batman animated series and stuff like that. I mean, this is a great series. I mean, the flat compared to the last series, United They Stand. I mean, that was a mess. It didn't have any of United They Stand didn't have any of the iconic Avengers. It didn't have Captain America or Thor or Iron Man. It had the characters they did have were dressed in these goofy Power Ranger costumes. There's nothing against Power Rangers, but it's just a mess. But it's greatly animated. It has the iconic characters. It has Thor and Iron Man and Captain America and the Black Panther and Hulk and Pym and Wasp. And I mean, it's really epic. I mean, there's this big overlying storyline with the main bad guy. I'm not going to spoil who it is for a change. But there's also all these multi-part episodes and mini arcs. Like the arc with Hydra and AIM with the Cosmic Cube. And I mean, we get these great character arcs. Like with Thor. When Thor starts out, he's very mistrustful of technology. He sees like all the bad guys who are created by technology, like I don't know, like the oh, like MODOK and like Aram Zola's monsters and stuff. But after an event where an Asgardian artifact, the Casket of Ancient Winters, nearly destroys the Earth, he comes around and actually asks for Iron Man's help to getting back to Asgard. It's really nicely done. And I mean, they also set up like Ultron turning evil. I mean, when Ultron starts off, he's actually like Dr. Pym's creation and like the warden to a supervillain prison. And then he turns evil after they try and use him to fight Kang. And it's all really well done. I mean, it's a great series. I totally recommend you watch it. It's on Netflix. The whole first season's up. Honestly, I didn't even get a chance to watch the whole season because it was on Disney XD. I really don't watch that show. So I didn't really get a chance to see the episodes that came after the Kang three-parter. So I was able to finally get caught up, and I'm really glad I did. The second series is Iron Man Armored Adventures. It's a 3D series. Now, I'm not really terribly a big fan of 3D, but here it works. It actually works. And it's basically, they take Tony Stark and all the supporting characters and they make them teenagers. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know, yeah, it sounds stupid, but it actually works. I mean, they put them all in this high school together. Tony's a teenager. He still has the Iron Man armor. He's still fighting to protect his father's company, which is taken over by Stain. And the Mandarin's a teenager too, and he's looking for the magic rings. And they got Pepper Potts as this like hyperactive Genki girl who's really into Tony being a superhero and stuff. And I really like the redesign for some of the villains. I mean, they took some of the goofier villains like MODOK. I mean, MODOK's like this big, floating, ridiculous head, and in most of the animated things there, he's portrayed, and he's actually a kind of a joke. I mean, even in Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he's pretty much just this big, goofy thing that gets beat up by the heroes in this knocked around, but in this show, he's actually kind of badass. I mean, he only appears in one episode, but he pretty much takes Iron Man apart like he's nothing. And they've also got like the Crimson Dynamo. I mean, they got some really great fight scenes in this thing. So yeah, Iron Man, Armored Adventures, I definitely recommend that as well. I mean, it's not exactly um, a traditional Iron Man, but it's pretty good with what they do. But the third one, Fantastic Four, Earth's Greatest Heroes, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I forget which one it is. I think it's the World's Greatest Heroes. Anyway, this one, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's really the first major strike it has against it. It's done by Moonscope. Moonscope, if you don't know, is a French film company animation studio which also did Code Lyoko. If you haven't seen Code Lyoko, it's yeah. Anyway, the problem with it is that, well, for one thing, it's really poorly animated. I mean, the character designs are kind of stupid. I mean, they've got um, the they got the thing. He's dressed in this ridiculous baggy pants, and he has a 4 spray paint on his chest. But even this show has some good moments. I mean, they're kind of few and far between. But the one episode I really saw today that really impressed me was this Contest Champions episode. Because it was just so over the top goofy. It was like they realized they couldn't possibly make people take this show seriously, so they just decided to make it as ridiculous as possible. Because, well, basically, there's this guy called Ronan the Accuser. He's this evil alien, and he's been trying to kill the Fantastic Four. He hasn't been able to yet. So he goes to this godlike creature called the Grandmaster, who like sets up these contests, and he convinces them to challenge the Fantastic Four, along with 3 other villains they fought. And they are doing all sorts of ridiculous things, like they have the thing in the Super Skrull in the scooter race, and then they have like Annihilus, and Annihilus is like this big, evil, scary bug monster. They have him like do a video, do like a spelling bee with a Human Torch, and Human Torch is like, "Are you kidding me?" Because they're all these sports from these different worlds, and he's like, "A spelling bee is a scroll sport?" And then the Grandmaster is like, "Scrolls are excellent spellers!" That made me smile more than it probably should have. But yeah, it's kind of a stupid show. Whew. What else to talk about? I'm not going to talk about Wolverine and the X-Men. I freaking hate that show. I may save that one for a later episode, but I cannot stand Wolverine and the X-Men. It is just ridiculous. No, I'm not a big fan of the X-Men to begin with, and just, well, I am. I'm not a fan of Wolverine, and the goofy crap they pull off with that one is just, wow. I mean, they had the post-cognition super smell, and that's pretty much what killed this show for me. I mean, Wolverine can walk into a place, and with his scent, he can actually see what happened in the past. And I'm like, flag on the moon, how did it get there? Seriously. Why? Why would you even put that in? And then there's this other thing, but I'll talk about that some other time. So, man, this is really Mickey Mouse, isn't it? I mean, I just spent like 9 minutes talking about this, and I haven't really said anything. Suppose I could just post random crap of me talking about stuff. So anyway, I had a good 4th of July. I didn't really do anything. I've just been hanging out. I'm still kind of looking for some software that would allow me to copy screenshots from DVDs and stuff so I can put them in my reviews, make them a little more professional. Because, yeah, I'm really professional right now, aren't I? But aside from that, I guess I got nothing else to say. Okay, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, check it out. Um, what's Iron Man, Armored Adventures, check it out. Fantastic Four, Earth's Greatest Heroes. Eh, I can take it or leave it. Anyway, this is Jesse signing off.